What's up, my people? It's Double A here again. We had another episode of Double A Talks, and we doing something a little different today. You know, today we got Double A Talks Family Edition. I got the Cuzzo Junior, aka Junior Porter, in the building. What's up, Cuz?
Yo, it's good, Cuz. How you?
I'm good, man. How you been? How's everything with you? By the way, Junior is a business owner. You know, he's been a business owner for a couple years now, and I want you to let the people know what goes into, you know, being a business owner.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me on your show, Cuz. I really appreciate this. I appreciate the opportunity.
Of course.
To come tell people more about my business. I like what you're doing here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in the import-export business. The name of my company is called Godiya, which means to be thankful. It derives from my Hausa word, right?
Right.
Like Godiya, basically we're importing international foods into the United States while telling our own stories, telling our own narratives. So it's right now still up and coming, but mashallah, we happy for where we at right now.
Right.
You know,
you got to start somewhere to get somewhere, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Right. And growing up, you know, your mom, my aunt, you know, your dad, my uncle, you know, are both prominent business figures. Yeah. So do you feel like it was just their business drive that just, you know, got in you, or you just already had a business mind frame from the beginning?
So that's a great question. So business has always been the end goal, right? So funny enough, my dad used to always tell me, he's like, it don't matter what degree you guys get, y'all never gonna be richer than me.
Right. Once again, shout out Accra Restaurant.
Shout out to Accra Restaurant, right? And shout out to A Life, which is my mother's business, right? But when my father said that to me, he's like, y'all, no matter what degree we get, we'll never be richer than him. That had me start to think like, what do you mean by that, right? So working in this restaurant, we used to work there, but we never used to get paid, as you can see. You know, lifting boxes, doing mad stuff, you know.
Right, I recall, you know, back in the days, you know, we would be in the restaurant and just, you know,
cleaning,
doing whatever little, you know.
Yeah, but we never got paid. We worked like full-time employees, but we never got paid.
Right.
What we needed to get paid, but that's a story for another time.
That's for another time.
Yeah, but the end goal was always to do business. I'm really happy that I had entrepreneurs as parents,
right?
Because it always showed me that I did want to be my own boss. But it goes further than that. When you really think about it, just because you have your own business doesn't mean you're your own boss. Until you can walk away from that business and it continues to operate without you being there, that's when you really accomplished that goal.
Right.
You know, other than that, you're self-employed. You know, and that has its perks too. But you put in a whole bunch of hours to get things going.
Right.
Right. So it did influence me a lot. A lot of people may not know this, but I was on the nursing track. I was going to become a nurse.
I remember.
And I always wanted to do business, though. That never changed. But I wanted to use the money that I would have made from becoming a nurse to fund my business ideas.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was always the end goal. I didn't know exactly what I was going to be doing in business. I wasn't leaning towards my mother's business or my father's business. I gained knowledge in both industries. So I know about the restaurant business and I know about the import-export business. But in terms of skill set, I've taken more of my mother's skill set. I do like cooking, but not as much. My father forced me to cook.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he forced me to learn how to cook. So
you're going to learn how to cook by all means. Learn how to cook, by all means.
I don't know. I had a very stern, like, disciplinarian father.
Uncle, listen up, right? Uncle Owl, he do not play, man.
He don't play.
He's one of those uncles, like, whenever he's around, you make sure, you know, you dot every I, cross every T.
I'm telling you, man, he ain't playing, man. Yeah, so, that was just that, you know, so.
And you see, the great thing about that is, like, sometimes, like you said, in regards to education, you know, we're taught to go to school, you know, get a high-paying job, whether it be in law, whether it be in the health field, like you said, you know, nursing or engineering. And yes, these are great fields, but I feel like there's a cap limit, like there's a limitation you can get to. But with being a business owner, I feel like it's just so expansive. You have so much room to grow and just, you know, get yourself involved in different things, you know? Because let's say you go to school for being a lawyer, right? And then maybe years down the line, you're like, I want to try something different. But all you know is law. You know, business is just so, like I said, so expansive that you could just branch into different things.
Yeah.
You know?
So I agree with you, right? I feel like in business, no matter what business you need to know it from start to finish.
Right.
Right?
Right.
One thing we don't do is learn our business, the ins and out of our business, right? You're supposed to be able to do every position. Like when I was working for my father's business, I started off cleaning the tables, then I was like placing orders, then I was also like packing stuff like in the right spaces. I was also serving the food, where I pretty much could do every position. I could count the money, I could do everything. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's a myth. People don't like to start from the bottom, but when you start from the bottom, all right, that's when you can know how to do everything and then exit. Right. That's the point.
Right.
Like when if I go in a company right now, let's say I want to do this podcast thing or get into like entertainment industry, I don't mind. Send me to get the coffee. I'm gonna get the coffee. I ain't staying to get the coffee.
You're not. Nah. There's an end goal.
There's an end goal. You know what I mean?
There's an end goal.
There's an end goal. I'm gonna learn what I need to learn, and I'm out of there. I'm about to go improve on what I've learned. You know what I mean? Right. So it's just about knowing your industry. Knowing your industry is so important, and I started to like look more deep into that as I got older, as I got more deep into my business. Just being able to know the ins and outs of your business. You don't need to know everybody's business, but knowing your business, like there's know them all, like the back of your hand. Right. That's what separates you from other people.
That's just beautiful, you know what I mean? Man.
That's what separates you from other people.
Because, you know, a lot of people, they'll have a business, but they don't know the ins and outs, you know, the protocols, the inner works. So it's great that you know, take the time to really understand, you know, the in-depths of, you know, having a business. And this past December, you know, when we were in Ghana, shout out Afro Future, shout out the whole CMG team. I just really I was proud as a cousin when I saw the logo up, you know what I'm saying, on the, you know, I'm just really proud. I'm just really proud of you just, you know, taking this business and just, you know, elevating it to the next level.
Nah, I appreciate that, because honestly, seeing the Godiya logo up there, 40,000 plus people, to be able to look at that logo, and like you said, shout out to Afro Future, shout out to CMG.
Yes.
They show love, you know, like African food, African stories, and for it to be represented on the continent at large like that, that was a blessing, you know. All praise due to Allah, man.
I mean, man.
God is good all the time.
I mean, and it's just, you know, us growing up, you know, coming from our generation, you know, we're first generation. Yeah. A lot of people weren't keen to, you know, embrace African culture. Yeah. You know, and as the years went on, and even now till date, we see a big, you know, just a lot of people embracing African culture, not just the music, but the food and the clothes. And what do you feel, because I have my opinion too as well, but what do you feel brought that change in how Africa is perceived?
I feel like the internet. I was one of the first people to start going back to Ghana. Like you said, we was first generation, right? And I didn't go back until I was like pretty much fully an adult, right? So upon going back, I'm like, yo, nah, like home is beautiful. Like, oh man, the country is beautiful. Like I was so excited, you know, just to be back home. And this is before like all of this entertainment and
things started
to come to Ghana. I'm talking about when we used to go like to the village and see. Ghana's always had its beautiful parts. Oh, yeah. But when I say go to the village, I mean go to like your respective town where your grandfather is or your grandmother is, and just be in that area. So like to just go and explore and see it. And the rise of the internet, you know, the internet exposed and debunked a lot of lies that were placed on Africa. That we didn't have water, we didn't have nice homes.
A lot of misconceptions.
A lot of misconceptions, exactly. So the internet helped debunk all of that, and like everybody spreading their stories like, yo, this is how we actually living. That's what also helped, you know. And music, you know, food. One thing I did in my neighborhood, everybody on my block ate African food. You know what I mean? Like, I used to give it, and my block was mixed. You know, we had African American brothers, we had Hispanic brothers, we had like people from all walks of life, and they all ate at my dad's spot. You know what I mean? So they was all on. They already knew about.
They already knew jollof, fufu, and
you know,
all
And not to just give credit to us, I feel like all of us first generation kids who've been around, we've definitely put our people on to our culture and stuff like that. And that's our job. Our job is to bridge the gap. You know what I mean? Because you're not necessarily accepted fully as an African because you weren't born on a continent, right? And you still have the upbringing of African because you're first generation. But you also have ties, deep ties to the neighborhood, to your environment where you grew up, you know? So we are the generation that can bridge the gap between both cultures,
the diaspora,
the diaspora, right. We are the connection between the diaspora and the continent, because we are all first generation, and that doesn't only go for Africans; it goes for people in the Caribbean, people, you know, everywhere, wherever, because Africa, as we all know, is the motherland. That's where a lot of we believe humankind started, and also with all the minerals and resources. And just to stay on the topic of Africa, we've seen within the past year or so, there's been a lot of coup d'etats, a lot of uprisings, and we've had this discussion before. And I want you to kind of elaborate on how your take on what's going on pretty much in West Africa. So that topic, I have little knowledge on that topic, so I'm not going to get into depth about the topic. I just know that there's a tide coming. Pan-Africanism is on the rise. People want a free continent. We all want a free continent. We all want to be able to go back home and be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Right. Too much nonsense has taken place.
That's very true.
Right? And we're taking the blame. We're taking accountability, and we're moving towards a better direction.
Yes.
Right. These emerging leaders like Ibrahim Toure, and these like strong leaders.
You have Doumbouya in Guinea as well.
Okay, in Niger, and Mali. Shout out to all of them. I respect them.
Yes.
They are powerful leaders. They are unbent and unbroken, and I respect what they're doing for the continent. Everyone should have the right to free mobility.
That's very true.
And I believe in African sovereignty.
Yes. And you see, the thing with Africa is like we're still dealing with the remnants of colonialism, so we see a lot of, for example, a country like Niger, why should a developing nation like Niger, most of their resources go to France, go to a country that's already developed, because France gets their petroleum from Niger, and they make pretty much all the profit. So now where is Niger standing? So the thing is with a lot of these countries in Africa, I just love the fact that they're taking, the initiative. They're taking the initiative like we need to handle our own affairs. We need to be in control of our economy, our resources, and that to me is one of the important things.
So I agree with you. I feel like I believe that there's a price to pay for freedom.
Right.
Freedom is not free. And
but I mean, that's why it says freedom, right? Yeah. But shouldn't it be free? That's one of the things I never
Freedom is not free.
But we have every right to be free.
We have every right. No, we're all born free. We're born free. Despite what might have been said, despite what might have been put on paper,
right?
Everyone is born free, right? It's just that in life, there might be some people who get head starts in life. You cannot really control that, but you can control the final destination, right? The trajectory in which your life is gonna go or is headed, right? So, personally, I agree with you in the sense that, look, these countries, they should control their natural resources. But the issue is there's a lot of moves at play, right?
Yeah.
Some that we can see, some that we can't.
We can't, right? A lot of behind the scenes,
I encourage all of our people. You don't need to be a scholar to use your common sense. That's common sense was given to all of us by God. That's a natural right. Even someone who's illiterate has common sense.
Has common sense.
Who knows right from wrong.
Because when you see a fire, common sense, you know not to touch it. You know if I touch it, I'll get burned.
I'm going to get burned. That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, our people, we deserve better, and we're going to fight for better. But to be honest, like I said, freedom is not free. If you think about this country in 1776, when they won from the British Empire,
from the British, right.
The most powerful empire at the time, right? The strongest military in the world.
Yes, very true.
13 colonies was able to rise up and defeat them and take their freedom. They had to pay a huge price, but they, at the end of the day, their kids enjoyed. So,
and you see the key, and you see the key where you said 13 colonies united. You know, it's not like 13 colonies like we're on this agenda, this other is on this. They were all on one agenda, and I would love to see the day that Africa were able to get on one accord. You know, I know it's going to be tough. I know it's, you know, a lot of intricacies, but I feel like that would be the way forward, you know.
Oh, it's not going to be tough. I think it's a myth that it would be tough. You know, at the very root of things, we have something called common interests, right? This is nothing about personal. This is strictly business.
Business, right.
If this benefits me and it benefits you, we have a win-win deal, right? Point in case, your podcast, right? You bring me on your platform, it benefits you just as much as it benefits me.
That's right.
I get to tell the world about my brand. You get to tell the world about your podcast, what you do here, and we all get to indulge in deeper conversations that can uplift the continent. So when it comes to Africa uniting, you just need a win-win deal. You know, you don't need a one-sided deal. You need a deal that favors all, right? And once you get to that common goal, right, that commonality is over, you know? So it's possible. It may take time, but it's gonna happen, you know?
And, you know, I would love to see it happen. I would love to see the day, you know, so all I feel we can do now is just, you know, hope and pray that eventually Africa reaches its full potential.
Oh, it will.
Yeah, because I feel like once Africa reaches its potential, then we'll see the whole world, you know, get to reap the benefits of what Africa, you know, has to offer.
I mean, it definitely will. Africa has been on a rise for some time now, right? There's some indoctrinated agents that are working against us that look like us, right? So we're not being able to identify them as quickly as we
would love to.
But once you get rid of those people, and then the masses is not easily fooled, then we'll be good, you know?
Good.
You know?
Right. And, you know, like I said, once again, that's just something that we're going to pray on, and hopefully we'll see it in our lifetime. You know?
I believe we will, you know?
Yeah.
A new youth is arising, right? And a more powerful youth, a more conscious youth.
A more united youth.
A more united youth. I just encourage everyone to read more. Read.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we should do for our generations is read. I never liked to read in the past. You know what I mean? Like, I had to talk to my father, and then talking to my pops, he told me, like, yo, just try to read, like, 1 or 2 pages. Mind you, I done got through college without really finishing no books like that. It was just straight finesse.
Straight finesse, you know. You got to do it how you get it.
And that's why will is a beautiful thing. When you are very willful, right, you can make it in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I just think about all the bright kids, like, in my high school, my mans that we all grew up with. Some of these kids smarter than me. You know what I mean? It's just how you use your will. Like, you gotta summon. Yeah. Our people are powerful people, but they just misunderstand how to use their willpower.
Yes.
Like, if you're strong, if you're a leader, if you can command people around you, you can do a lot of things. You know, like, if you're disciplined to be fit. Right. There's so many things you can do. Because a lot of people don't have that
capacity to be that disciplined.
Once you have discipline in certain areas, you can apply it to other areas in your life. So I'm disciplined in my work. Right? I'm disciplined in certain things that I do. So I've been saying to myself, if I can be disciplined in this area, let me give you an example, Ramadan.
Oh, yeah.
If I could be disciplined in Ramadan for the 30 days, this is what I'm sticking to, and I'm not breaking it, right? This is the rules or the laws that I'm going to follow. I can do that across the board in my life.
Right. And it's a good thing that you brought that about the whole discipline, you know, like people would say, okay, I'll go on this, whether it be a diet or like you said, whether it be, you know, working out or stuff, like they'll do it. And then maybe after a while, they'll just be like, I'm good off that. But it's the willpower that you said just keeps you going, keeps you motivated, keep you feeling like, yo, there's more out there. I got more to do, you know. And in regards to business, I meant to ask you this as well. Where do you see your business expanding and growing within the next 5 to 10 years?
My business is a global business. My business will be here in the U.S. Mm-hmm. It's going to be in Africa. It's going to be in Europe. It's going to be on all the continents. You know, there's Africans everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
everywhere.
The service that my business is going to provide, it'll be able to really take care of everyone, you know. It's very inclusive. I feel like Africans, we all share and love different diverse foods. I've already made connections and have been importing from these different countries, and I plan to expand my imports to other countries that I have not reached yet.
Right.
So,
inshallah.
So far, the markets and the communities that I've served are Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, Cameroon.
Okay.
So a lot of West African countries,
right.
Yeah, but I've been researching South Africa. People have requested products from there, mm-hmm. and other markets. So it's only going to continue to go up from here.
That's
good. Inshallah.
Right, and I know you're involved in other entities as well. Could you tell us a bit about MLT?
Yes. Thank you for asking that.
Of course, man.
So moments like this mm-hmm. is exactly what the name is, right? We are an event curating group that curates an experience, a one-of-a-kind of experience for our customers, mm-hmm. right? We make sure that our clients feel like family when they come to our events, how we treat them, how we interact with them. They are one of us. I am one of the co-founders. It's me, Kodo Danso, mm-hmm. and Izzy Chukwu, right?
Okay.
So we came together to bring this event to the city, right? And create a vibe where we have this saying, no sections, just vibes. So you can copy about it, but you're not about to be in a section mm-hmm. just heading out in the whole time.
Oh yeah, nah. I went last year to the rooftop event, the one on Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And let me tell y'all, it was a vibe. It was a vibe. It was like, you know, a throwback kind of 90s, you know, event. It was a vibe.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, mm-hmm. you're not about to come to the spot and just stay in your section and not really interact with people. I think that's what killed dating and like people meeting each other. That killed that culture because everyone is in a section and people are not really interacting. At our event, I'm not saying you're gonna meet the love of your life, but mm-hmm. you're gonna meet somebody.
Right. At least you put yourself in that.
You're gonna put yourself in that position, like to really get to know someone.
Right.
So MLT, like what we're here to do is definitely unite the community, build a community, bring them together, and have different shared experiences. So we had a boxing event. That was like our fitness event, which was really cool. We had an event where we were pairing mentors with mentees, and we partnered up with Big Brothers Big Sisters to bring that event to you guys. And we just have a few more exciting events coming up. We're having our annual Juneteenth party on June 22nd, so that's going to be a vibe. And, you know, we supporting black business. Before our party on June 22nd, we're having the Soulful Market, which is going to be in Manhattan. That's on Juneteenth itself, and it's going to be a bunch of black businesses. It's free to come in, and these black businesses, you can buy from them, support them, and we have different businesses coming. We have a speaker. We're going to have some hors d'oeuvres, and it's completely free. We just want people to come in, support, support the community. You know.
Great.
Well,
Yo, cuz I'm just honestly, I'm so proud of you, man. I always been proud of you.
Nah, I'm proud of you, cuz.
And we just, we just build and feed off each other's energy. You know what I'm saying? Double A Talks once again. Like, you always more than welcome. Stop by, drop some gems. Once again, drop your socials so people can, tap in with you.
So definitely, you can follow me on Godiya Co. Right? So Godiya CO at the end. You can follow me on IG. My personal IG, Junior_Porter. Make sure y'all follow me. And before we end this, cuz, thank you for bringing me on here.
Of course.
I really feel honored and appreciated for you to be able to come on your platform. This is fire. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I seen you putting in work since Ghana. When you was in Ghana, he spoke to all the vendors. He was on it. He was not playing. He was on it. You feel me? And us coming from the city, coming from the Bronx, being born and raised out here, we all face our challenges growing up, but we here, and God is good. So we're embracing our people, our culture, and we are not trying to bring no divide. We're trying to bring unity.
That's it.
Unity is what's going to benefit all of us. It's going to align all of our pockets. We all going to get paid, so, thank you for having me, man.
Of course, cuz.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Once again, Double A Talks. This was Double A Talks Family Edition. Junior Abdullah, a.k.a. Junior Porter in the building.
Yes,
once again, we signing out. Peace.
Peace.